Hello friends, welcome to our next video on how to build program logic. In this video we are going to see how to calculate factorial of a number using recursion. So what is that we are going to see in this video? First, logic about recursion. Then an example to see how recursion is used to calculate factorial of a number. Then the actual logic building of the program, then the steps of this particular logic, then the actual factorial program using recursion, and then we'll do a dry run with the number 5. So let's begin, but remember to always focus on how the program logic is getting built. So now let us think of how to build logic for solving any problem using recursion approach. Okay, so first and foremost, recursion is made of two words, re and occurrence. So something that occurs again and again. Recursion is generally done to break a complex task into simpler tasks, and these tasks are done to and the results are combined to solve the complex task. Okay, so there are two main steps in following a problem using recursion. First, you identify smaller but simpler steps in the problem solving, and then what you do is you also try to identify operations which will reduce the complexity of values or operations so that we can have those simple tasks which can be done again and again, and the results can be combined to solve the complex tasks. So let's look at an example to understand how exactly factorial is calculated using recursion. Let's take number 5 with recursion approach. Right. So there is a function call with value 5 first, which will then make the call to the same function value 4. This value 4 is used and this function call made to the same function again with value 3, which in turn will call the function with value 2, and that will call the same function again for the final time with value 1. Okay, so the function call with value 1 is the last call, which will then start returning value. Okay, and returns value to its previous function call. So f1 returns value 1 to its previous call, where we have the value of the number as 2 or the argument as 2, right? This 2 is multiplied with the return value 1 to return value 2, which will be then returned to its previous call where the value of the number was 3, and this 3 is multiplied with 2 to return value 6, which is then going to be returned to its previous function call where the value was 4. The 4 is multiplied with 6 to return value 24, and that will be returned to its previous function call where the value was 5. 5 into 24 gives us 120, and that is what is the factorial value of number 5. Okay. So now how to build logic for this particular program. Okay, so remember there are two steps which we have to work on. First, you have to identify the simple but smaller steps. Now here in this case, multiplying two numbers is a very simple step which can be done instead of multiplying all 5 numbers together, which is not possible even mentally. We have to multiply two numbers at a time, which can be done, and so it's a simple task which can be repeated again and again. Okay, and identify the operation to reduce the values. Well, every time we are reducing the value of the argument or the number by 1, and then we make the function call. Okay, and that is why we are reducing the complexity of values. Now let's see what are the steps in the logic for finding factorial using recursion. So very first step is obviously we have to multiply number with the returned value. A return value of what? Of the function call, the same function. Okay, but to that function we are going to pass an argument that is going to be num minus 1, the number minus 1, and we are going to repeat this step till the base condition is not met. Okay, and what is going to be the base condition? Have number as equal to 1. So when the value of number goes to 1, as we saw in our example, the base condition will be satisfied, and then we need not make any further function call. Okay, we will return value 2 in case of base condition, and Otherwise, we are going to return the product of the number value in that function call with the return value. Let's look at the program to understand how these steps are implemented. Okay. So this is our program. We start with include statements, then the main function, bracket open, bracket close. We then declare a variable num to store the value of the number. Okay. Then we declare the rectfact function, which is the function which is going to calculate the factorial using recursion, and in which we are going to pass the value of num. So we are going to have one particular parameter of type int. Okay. Then the printf statement to prompt the user to enter a value for num, then a scanf to accept the value, and then a printf statement where we are going to print the value of factorial. But the result will be obtained from the rectfact function call. Okay. So whatever this function returns to us will be printed. Then the get statement and return statement are in our main function ends. Now let us look at the actual factorial calculation program. Okay, the rectfact function with one parameter num, bracket open, bracket close, and then we are going to multiply num value with the function call as mentioned in our step 1. Okay, and in that function call we are going to reduce the value of a number by 1 and then make the call. Remember, here we are not actually changing the value of number, we are in fact sending num minus 1. So in this function call the value of number remains the same. What is passed is 1 minus the number value. Okay. Okay, now this has to be done till the base condition is met. Okay, now we are having this if condition which is going to be our base condition, and here num value is compared with the value 2. Now if you look at the step, we have mentioned the num value should be equal to 1. So why this change? Now just think on this. If we go to the function again and where our value of num is equal to 1, and that will multiplied with the previous number value. Now anything with multiplied with 1 will give the same value. So why to do this multiplication? Okay, so instead of going to 1, we simply stop till the value of num is 2, and then we return the value to the previous function call. Okay, so return value 2. Okay, that is what is written, right? And if this condition is not true, we have to also return the value, and therefore one more return statement, and here we are going to return the product of num into the return value of the rectfact function call. Okay, right. So we'll do a dry run to see whether this code works. We'll assume here that the main function was called, the value of 5 was entered for the num variable by the user, and then there was a function call made to this function rectfact with the value 5. So rectfact function is called, num variable is created, and the value which it has is 5. This is our first call to the rectfact function. So we'll identify this call with number 1. So first call to rectfact. The control go to the if condition. The if condition is not true because num value is not 2, and therefore control jumps to the return statement, and in fact goes to the rectfact function call. That is the thing which is called first. It's a function call. Okay, so function call is done, and the argument pass here will be num minus 1, which is num minus 5 minus 1, which is value 4. Okay, the function is called. So there is this next call to rectfact. Okay, and num variable is again created with the value as 4. Okay, and this is our second call to the rectfact function. Again the if condition is checked, condition is not true. Again the control goes to return statement, in fact to the rectfact function of the return statement, and that function is called with the value as num minus 1, which is 3. Okay, so this is our new function call to rectfact. Again num is created with value 3. This is going to be the third call to the rectfact function, Again condition is checked, condition even this time also is not true. Control goes to the return statement and to in fact the rectfact function call. The function is called. Num minus 1 is the argument which is passed, which means the value 2 is passed here. Okay. So we go to the new call of the rectfact function. Here again num variable is created. The value it is going to have is 2. And the if condition is checked. If condition is true this time because num value is true, and therefore this time the return to statement will be executed and it is going to return value 2. Okay, this value will be returned to the previous function call. This is our fourth call to the rectfact function. The value will be now returned to the third call of the rectfact function. So we are back in the rectfact function. Control is transferred to this particular function, and here where the rectfact function was called, the value will be replaced. The return value will be replaced. Okay, so rectfact function gets the value of 2. Okay, and now this value will be multiplied with the variable num. Num here is 3. 3 into 2 is 6. Okay, so that is the value which is going to be obtained, and this is what will be returned to the previous function call, and therefore the control will be transferred back to the second call. So we are back in the second call. Here the num value is 4. Here again where rectfact function call was made, okay, it will be replaced by the value 6, which is the return value of the call 3, and this again will be multiplied with num to give us the result as 24, and this value will be returned to its previous call, which is going to be the first call of rectfact. So we are back in the rectfact. Here again rectfact function call we replace with the return value, which is going to be 24. It is going to be multiplied by num value, and that will return as value as 120, and this 120 will be now returned to its previous function call, okay, and which was the call from the main function. So now control goes back to the main function. So we are in the main function now. Here the printf statements rectfact function call had made first call. So this rectfact function call will be now replaced with the value 120. Okay, and then the print statement will be executed, and the result will be printed as the factor is 120. And after executing the get ch and return 0 statement, the main function will end.
Friends, if you found this video useful, then please like it. Do subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also share this video and playlist with your friends. Thank you for watching.